Peppa Pig and the Treasure Hunt. Peppa Pig and her little brother George are very excited. They are going to spend the day with Granny Pig and Grandpa Pig. Off we go, says Daddy Pig. Hello, Peppa. Hello, George, says Granny Pig. Ahoy there, me hearties, says Grandpa. We have a surprise for you, Granny and Grandpa Pig says. Peppa and George love surprises. It's a treasure hunt, says Granny Pig. Grandpa buried treasure somewhere in the yard. It is up to you two to find it. Treasure? George wants to find it. Peppa wants to find it too. Peppa has never searched for treasure before. How do we find it? She asks. Follow the map, says Granny. Hooray, says Peppa. Grandpa Pig gives George the pirate hat. Says George. Something isn't quite right. I don't understand the map, says Peppa. Can you help, Daddy? Oh, yes, says Daddy Pig. I'm very good with maps. This map is difficult. You are holding it upside down, says Granny Pig. Oops, says Daddy. Everyone laughs. I see, says Peppa. It's easy. X marks the spots where the treasure is buried. It is right between the two apple trees. But where are they? You have to find the clues, says Granny Pig. The first one is in a bottle. Peppa and George search. They find a scarecrow. They find butterflies. They find frogs. George finds something else. That's not treasure, says Peppa. I see it, cries Peppa. She and George rush down into the yard. It's a message in a bottle. Peppa hands the message to Mommy Pig to read. This pirate has very bad handwriting, says Mommy Pig. I can't make it out at all. Nonsense, says Grandpa Pig. It says to feed the arrows and follow them. Peppa and George follow the arrows to the tree house, past the chicken coops, and behind the beehive. They follow them up, down, and all around the yard. At the last arrow, Peppa sees something bright and shiny on the ground. A key! I wonder what it will unlock, says Peppa. Peppa looks up. She points. An apple tree, she says. George points and Peppa says, another apple tree. Daddy gets a shovel. He digs and digs and digs. Finally, the shovel hits something hard. What is it? Asks Peppa. Daddy reaches down into the hole. A treasure chest, cries Peppa. Ooh, says George. Peppa uses the key to unlock the chest. It is filled with shiny coins. Gold coins, says Peppa. We are rich. Ooh, says George. These are better than gold coins, says Grandpa Pig. These coins are made of chocolate. Ooh, says Peppa and George. Peppa says, this is the best treasure ever. Peppa Pig learning to share. One bright summer morning, Peppa and her friends are all at the playground. Candy Cat is on the tire swing. Pedro Pony is going down the slide. Peppa, Susie Sheep, and Danny Dog are on the merry-go-round. Can you swing us really fast? Peppa asked Daddy Pig. Peppa's little brother George is at the playground too. George is a bit too young for the merry-go-round. Mummy Pig pushes him on the swing instead. Higher, says George. Not too high, George, says Mummy Pig. Squeak, squeak. Here are Rebecca Rabbit and her little brother Richard Rabbit. They have come to play. Richard has brought his toy dinosaur. Can I go on merry-go-round too? Rebecca asks. Of course, says Daddy Pig. Hop on. He, he, he. Rebecca laughs. Let's go really, really fast. Squeak, squeak. Richard thinks the merry-go-round looks like fun too. In fact, he wants to hop on. Oh, groans Peppa. If Richard gets on, it means we can't go fast. Richard is little just like George. He is too young to go fast on the merry-go-round. It's okay, says Rebecca. Richard can play with George instead. No, says Richard. He wants to play with the big kids. George has a toy dinosaur just like yours. Mommy Rabbit tells Richard, let's go and see. George holds up his green dinosaurs. Dinosaur, he says. Richard holds up his red dinosaur. Grrr, he growls. George and Richard both love dinosaurs. That gives Mommy Pig and Mommy Rabbit an idea. George, can Richard play with your dinosaur? Mommy Pig asks. No, says George. Richard, can George play with your dinosaur? Asks Mommy Pig. No, says Richard. George and Richard do not want to share. George, it will be much more fun playing together if you share, says Mommy Pig. She takes Mr. Dinosaur and gives him to Richard. Richard likes holding both dinosaurs, but George is not happy. What? He cries. Richard, that was really nice of George, says Mommy Pig. Now let him hold the dinosaurs. She gives the dinosaur to George. Whoa, cries Richard. Sharing doesn't seem much fun at all. George smashes Richard's sandcastle with his shovel. The Richard smashes George's sandcastle with his shovel. Whoa, they cry. Oh dear, this doesn't seem to be working. How can George and Richard learn to play together nicely? Says Mommy Pig. I have an idea. George, what's your favorite thing in the whole playground? Mommy Pig asks. Seesaw, says George. George loves a seesaw, but he cannot play on the seesaw on his own. He needs a friend to play with him. Squeak, squeak. He, he, he. George and Richard have lots of fun playing together on the seesaw. Mommy Pig's idea worked. George and Richard have learned that playing together is fun, especially when they both share the fun with a friend. Peppa's Pizza Party. It is lunchtime at Peppa's house. Can we make pizzas? Peppa asks. George loves pizzas. So do Mommy and Daddy Pig. Peppa is excited to start, but first, everyone must wash their hands. They use soap and water to get all clean. When they are done washing, they gather ingredients. To make our pizzas, Daddy Pig says we need flour, tomatoes, chime in Mommy Pig, cheese, continues Daddy Pig, and toppings. But wait, there's something missing. George likes pineapple on his pizza. Peppa says, pineapple? Daddy Pig repeats, on pizza? I think that's against the law. He. Peppa laughs. Daddy Pig is being silly. It is not against the law to put pineapple on pizza. Now it's time to make pizzas. Mummy Pig puts the flour into a bowl, then she adds water. This mixture will become pizza dough. Tasty. Mummy Pig sprinkles a little flour on the table so that the dough doesn't stick. Then, with their clean hands, Peppa and George knead the dough. Bam, bam, bam. I am big and strong, Peppa says. And George is big and strong too. Next, they make the dough into 4 balls. These will become 4 pizza pies. Mummy Pig rolls the dough balls flat with her rolling pin. Oh, says Peppa, they look like pizzas now. Mummy and Daddy Pig make a sauce with the tomatoes. Then Peppa and George smooth it over the dough. I like making pizzas, snort. Peppa says, it's so fun. Now it's time to decorate the pizzas. Can we make happy faces on the top? Peppa asks. Of course we can, replies Daddy Pig. I'll use mushrooms to make eyes and olives for the smile. And I will use onions for the eyes and basil for the smile, says Mammy Pig. Peppa uses sweet corn for the smile and little tomato for the eyes. George has pineapple for the eyes and cheese for the smile. Mummy Pig puts on her oven mitts, then she places the pizza in the oven to bake. When the pizzas are done, Peppa, George, Mummy Pig, and Daddy Pig eat in the garden. Their pizzas are very good. They are the best pizzas in the world, says Peppa. Peppa loves pizza. Everyone loves pizza.